Afghanistan is considered the new Saudi Arabia of lithium.
In 2010, a US Department of Defense memo described Afghanistan as the Saudi Arabia of lithium.
Afghanistan is on track to become the next Saudi Arabia of lithium, as it's long been known to have lots of valuable minerals like gold, platinum, silver, uranium, and especially lithium. If Afghanistan can tap into its lithium resources, it could turn from one of the world's poorest countries into a much wealthier one. Back in 2010, experts estimated the value of Afghanistan's mineral wealth to range from $1 trillion to $3 trillion. Since then, the value has increased by over 7 times. Therefore, the total combined worth is close to, or possibly even more than $9 trillion. The question that comes to mind here is how Afghanistan can become rich from these resources. When we look at the Middle East today, with its skyscrapers, advanced technology, and thriving communities, it's remarkable to think that none of this existed a century ago. The transformation from barren desert landscapes to developed nations is directly attributed to the discovery of oil, which was known as black gold. It all began in Iran in 1908, and from there, it sparked a chain reaction. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and the UAE found significant oil reserves. At that time, the demand for oil was so high that these nations became incredibly wealthy. Oil wasn't just fueling vehicles, it was ingrained in countless everyday products around us, from plastic bottles to tires, candles, cosmetics, and even toothpaste. This dependence on oil propelled the progress of the Middle East. However, the era of oil dominance is now fading into history. Even in the European Union, there are plans in motion to slowly get rid of traditional engines. The EU has agreed to stop selling new cars that run on fossil fuels by 2035. Instead, they want more cars to be zero emission, like ones powered by batteries or hydrogen fuel cells. In the future, lithium, also known as white gold, is going to be really important. The shift from oil to lithium-based products, particularly in electric vehicles and renewable energy storage, is vital for reducing carbon emissions and combating climate change. As the demand for lithium-ion batteries keeps rising, projected to surpass $200 billion by 2030, lithium becomes increasingly critical in the pursuit of sustainable energy solutions. Using lithium as a pivotal component in the transition to green energy is essential for decreasing our dependence on fossil fuels and fostering a cleaner, more sustainable future for future generations. In the next 20 years, the demand for lithium is set to increase dramatically, 40 times more than today's demand. Lithium is super important in making batteries for things like electric cars and storing renewable energy from sources like wind and solar power, and even in our smartphones and laptops. Almost everyone's smartphone and electric car use lithium batteries because they last a lot longer, weigh less, and work better than other types. Even big power companies are starting to use lithium batteries to store renewable energy. So it's a big deal, and experts think the demand for it will go way up in the next 20 years. Currently, there are 6 primary lithium-producing countries globally. Bolivia holds approximately 1/4 of the world's total lithium resource, estimated at around 21 million tons. This includes the world's largest single deposit, the Salar de Uyuni salt flat, which is so vast that it's visible from space. Argentina and Chile rank as the 2nd and 3rd largest lithium producers worldwide. While Afghanistan does indeed have lithium reserves, but how much lithium is there? Over the years, Afghanistan's mineral wealth was uncovered through geological surveys conducted during various periods of invasion and occupation. In 2010, the Pentagon conducted a survey during the American Army's presence in Afghanistan, revealing significant untapped resources. This includes 2.2 billion metric tons of iron ore, 1.3 billion metric tons of marble, 60 million metric tons of copper, and 2,700 kilograms of gold deposits. The country also holds rare earth metals, with 1.4 million metric tons of untapped resources alongside lithium and uranium. Regarding hydrocarbons, Afghanistan possesses at least 150 million barrels of oil reserves and 4,500 billion cubic feet of gas spread across 29 reserves. With its significant lithium reserves, Afghanistan could become one of the world's leading producers, potentially rivaling Bolivia's lithium resources. According to American geologists, the minerals discovered in Afghanistan in 2010 were valued between $1 trillion to $3 trillion, mostly consisting of lithium deposits. The US believed that by selling these minerals and lithium, Afghanistan's economy could be significantly strengthened. Major companies like South Korea's LG and Samsung, Japan's Panasonic, Sony and Nissan, as well as China's BYD and NEOM, could potentially become long-term clients of Afghanistan's lithium. China has also emerged as a dominant force in the electric vehicle market, having sold a staggering 3.5 million EV units. It leads globally in EV sales, surpassing Germany and the US, which have produced between 600,000 and 700,000 EV units. Even BYD, a Chinese company, has surpassed Tesla by 41,000 units to become the world's largest producer of pure electric vehicles. China has reaped significant benefits from the 55% increase in EV sales last year, conducting a business worth $134 billion. This surpasses the trade volumes of the United States and Germany, which stand at $39 billion and $47 billion, respectively. With a commanding 57% market share in the global EV markets last year, China holds a position stronger than the rest of the world combined. This success is attributed to government support, market conditions, and local supply, and lithium is the element that is the lifeblood of EV. Because the power that EVs are relying on to spread around the world is their lithium-ion batteries. By controlling lithium mines, China stands to gain a significant advantage for the next 2 centuries. Consequently, China is aggressively pursuing lithium projects worldwide. It has already invested substantial amounts in Bolivia and Argentina and is initiating projects in Chile and Mexico. China is also eyeing Afghanistan's resources to sustain its dominance in rare earth metals. Despite being the leading supplier in the market, China's growing domestic demands for renewable energy have led to a reduction in its total exports. Consequently, China is seeking alternative sources to meet both domestic and foreign demands. Afghanistan emerges as a promising option, especially given its proximity to China's Belt and Road Initiative. While other countries are hesitant to engage with the Taliban, only Pakistan, North Korea, and China have acknowledged them. And China is eager for business opportunities with them. In 2007, Kabul signed a $3.4 billion deal with 2 Chinese state-owned entities to exploit Afghanistan's largest copper deposit at Mes Aynak. The Chinese companies aim to extract approximately $100 billion worth of copper over the 30-year lease period, with plans for a railroad to the site. However, delays in the deal have opened up opportunities for others to explore Afghanistan's wealth. Now China plans to sign a $10 billion deal with Afghanistan, promising increased job opportunities, progress, and financial gain for the country. China's strategy is long-term, offering $10 billion for a deposit potentially worth $3 trillion. If China succeeds, they could gain huge benefits. Right now, Afghanistan doesn't have the skills or tools to get its resources out of the ground. Looking back, when Saudi Arabia found oil, they didn't know how to get it out efficiently either. American companies helped them a lot by sharing technology and expertise. This opened up opportunities for American and European companies to join in and make the most of these resources. Afghanistan is in a similar spot today. It needs help to extract its lithium. China could step in like the US did for Saudi Arabia and boost Afghanistan's economy. Even presently, the Taliban earns hundreds of millions of dollars from mining gold, gemstones, emeralds, and rubies. However, fully commercializing Afghanistan's mining sector will require external assistance. Despite Afghanistan's rich natural resources, it lacks the capital and equipment needed for proper utilization. China is in a position to provide these resources, filling the void left by America's reluctance to help. In short, lithium is undeniably a highly valuable metal. Currently, motor companies and mobile phone manufacturers rely on lithium-ion batteries to power their products. Just take an example of India, which ranks as the world's second-largest producer of mobile phones, second only to China. The Narendra Modi government is also keen for access to deposits in Afghanistan to power its own telecoms industry. We also agree that Afghanistan has the potential to possess a vast amount of lithium, comparable in size to the lithium reserves found in Bolivia, which are among the largest in the world. But with its vast lithium resources, what do you think? Is Afghanistan the new Saudi Arabia? Share your opinions with us. Thanks for watching.